will endure.
And she fell over. Yeah. I was like, what happened to her? She didn't even get hurt. No loot this battle, okay.
With each step, I forge my destiny among the stars.
Nothing over here. Right. Let's run over here then.
The air. Rivor, Master Helmsman, systems status report.
By the Emperor, it's the Seneschal, living and breathing. Oh, well, there's a tricky question. The old place is so overgrown with foul wickedry, we'll be scrubbing it off the vid screens for throne knows how long.
We need to re-establish contact with the Navigator's Sanctum. It is our only chance of escaping the warp. Your words seems to knock the officers out of their stupor, and the air around you fills with the voices and commands being issued. You hear someone sobbing, one of the survivors buckling under the stress. Abelard cuffs the crying officer without even looking.
Restore the Fox channel to the Navigator's Sanctum. Ready the crew. Prepare for translation to real space. You may call me superstitious, but translation is not a good time to disregard rules. You are the only one who speaks for House von Valancius. You may not be the Lord Captain, but you, more than anyone else, deserve to take her place in the ritual that is about to commence.
What must I do?
Take the Lord Captain's seat. Order the final preparations. Wait for the officers to report. Oh, blast it all to the void! Translation is a craft, not something that can be explained in a tick. Just go up to the throne, Master. These people are about to do the impossible. The least they deserve is the solace of seeing a figure sitting in the usual spot. Oh, please, hurry. Every second we waste is a terrible risk.
I'm ready. Begin the ritual. The image before you is hazy, swaying in sorcerous currents, invisible to the mortal eye. One of Theodora's eyes is engulfed in an otherworldly fire, and the other, a vessel of ancient evil, bores into you. A voice seeps directly into your brain.
Who are you to oppose destiny itself for the sake of lives that are not your own? So many threads stretch between you and other creatures of your world. Pitiful, worthless links, ready to shatter at the slightest touch. A muddled, erratic, pointless tangle.
So she was a heretic as well? It resonates and merges with the voices that have already dug in their foul roots into your consciousness. A moment later, you realize that all these voices are the myriad manifestation of the same call that has finally invaded your mind. You are to blame for Theodora's death.
I am the beginning and the end, and all that courses in between. I am the voice of the truth that is destined to triumph For this triumph is the terminal point of every twisted maze of fate.
I don't even know what that means.
The aspirant vowed to return with a trophy, a relic that could serve the edge of daybreak. That fate was assured, and the steps chosen. And yet, you broke the unbreakable when you took the aspirant's place. I see you. On the day when the final dawn rises over the Iron World, I see you by my side on that day. The day of my resurrection.
Your image is woven into the tapestry of things to come. I am the will of the weaver of destinies, and today I will weave a new thread of elusive possibilities and fickle chances. The thread that will lead you out of the maw of irreversibility. The thread that will help you find the keys to salvation. The thread that will guide you and the weapon of our return to me.
The path is set, child of the dawn. The thread is woven. Follow it, servant of mine.
Seneschal, the navigator's sanctum is silent. The Vox signal is stable, which means...
The navigator gave his life battling the storm that nearly claimed the Von Valancius flagship. We will honor his memory, along with that of all who died this day.
Seneschal, will you tell us now? Who is that? Where's the Lord Captain?
As First Officer, it is my duty to inform you, with the greatest regret and indelible sorrow, that Lord Captain Theodora von Valancius is dead. May her memory never fade from the annals of the dynasty. By right of blood succession, and with the absence of other kin who could challenge this decision.
Say nothing.
It is hereby declared that the successor to Theodora von Valancius is her heir, the rightful inheritor of the warrant of trade, and the title of Rogue Trader. The official ascension ceremony will be held at a later time. In the interim... have you lost your tongues? Hail your lord! It is because of his toils that we all still live. The deed is done, Master. My apologies. I meant to say Lord Captain.
The treachery of the Master of Whispers was fruitless, but victory came at a great cost. Lord Captain Theodora von Valancius perished along with her heir, Edelthrad, and thousands of crew members. Yet hope remained, for the second in line to the Rogue Trader dynasty survived, and through the strength of his resolve, saved those who were counting on him for protection.
So that only took 2 hours and 46 minutes. Cargo management. Cargo tab. Cargo is needed when trading with merchants. You will meet them soon. Well then, your lordship. You can't help to notice that the Seneschal does not know how to talk to you or where to begin. His hesitations brings a involuntary smirk to your face, though someone else's, as though someone else entirely is gloating at the old officer's confusion. Seeing your smile, Alabard pulls himself together. You must now hold your first officer briefing in your new role as Lord Captain. For many of those who are about to join us on the bridge, this will also be their first briefing. We sustained massive losses among the senior and the middle rank officers. Some post has had to be filled by the deputy, while others go unfilled entirely. And now the deck clans are deciding who will take over their leaderless crews. Okay. How did we come to lose so many officers? It appears the heretics were deliberately targeting the vessel's command. They knew exactly whom they were looking for and where they could be found, which is unsurprising given that their informant on board was our own Master of Whispers. What is on the agenda for this meeting? Reports on the condition of the ship and crew. Lord Captain is not unusually drawn away from her important affairs to attend such routine briefings. But this is a unique situation. I am still receiving updates from across the ship, and they are not encouraging. Getting this bird to fly could take a gargantuan effort. Even so far as you personally negotiating with the authorities of the system we are currently in, so prepare to hear a bevy of complaints and excuses. Your Lordship, take this opportunity to get a good look at the officers who work 6 decks away from the bridge, and they in turn will have the honor of beholding the visage of the Lord Captain. I'm ready to start the briefing. Summon the officers. Attentions officers, you have been granted an honor. Lord Captain Svinto von Valancius will personally conduct today's briefing. Our most gracious Lord Captain is ready to hear your reports. Perhaps you would introduce those present, Elabard. As you wish, your Lordship. Vigdi Siri Otta, the Toleman line, our next Voxmaster. It is an honor to serve your Lordship. Aboard this vessel you have at your command thousands of crew members and hundreds of officers and section chiefs. I am responsible for receiving, processing and sending all communications between you and them, as well as external sources. I am your eyes, mouth, Lord Captain. Besides her in Ravor, the Master Helmsman, he steers our ship along the course set by Lord Captain and monitors the void around us to ensure that we do not stray into asteroid fields or pirate traps. Hey Lord Captain, this here ship as good as home to me, so rest assured she is in safe hands. I'll die before I let her come to any grief. And lastly, our high factotum Janris Dunrock, who oversees supplies, producement, and the general material well-being of the ship. It's an honor, your Lordship. You may trust me with all matters concerning your comfort. Everything will be done to the highest standard. In the second row, we have the 3 officers charged with overseeing the ship's vital functions. The Master of Ordnance is responsible for the artillery aboard, the Infernus Master, whose crew work to prevent and extinguish fires aboard ship, and lastly, the Drives Master, servant of the Omnissiah. Thank you, Albard. Greetings to you all. I serve at your pleasure, Lord Captain. Let's see. Okay, let's go through all. I wish to hear in Furnace Master report. Yes, Lord Captain. Can report that all fires across the decks have now been extinguished and the preliminary damage assessment in terms of material losses and crew casualties has been completed. The rolls has been submitted to the Sentinel and the High Factum. The post passed him after the previous Infernal's Master and his next 3 deputies expired in the line of duty. The lad is managing well so far, he can take the heat, so to speak. High Factotum. We are toiling day and night to compile a full account of the losses. The task will require next to no involvement from your lordship. I will personally ensure that all damaged components are given into the tech priest's hands for attention and that all lost supplies are replaced. There is only one resource that cannot replenish single-handedly, and that is people. We have lost more than 2,000 crew members, and unfortunately this number is not confined to the scums from the lower decks, which are easily replaced, but also includes trained professionals. We will be able to make up our losses on the nearest planet, Rika de Minoris, however, the planet, the whole system in fact, belongs to the Winterscale Rogue Trader dynasty. We cannot simply begin recruiting on the planet without first coming to understanding with the governor. In that respect, I am powerless. Negotiations at this level are a matter of the Rogue Trader. Especially true given to the Caligos Winterscale penchant for attacking first and asking questions later, and the kind of thick-skulled thugs he usually installs as governors on his planets. Drive Master, I will hear from you now. Lord Captain, the foes that set upon this noble void ship destroyed the repositories of hundreds of machine spirits. The great warp engine entrusted into my charge is unharmed, thank the Omnissiah, but its spirit mourns the dead brethren. We have not yet identified a prayer protocol capable of assuaging its sorrow and anger. With a great sorrow, I must also report that the Engineer, Prime Overseer, and spiritual authority of all the tech priests on board fell in battle. The Magos has betrayed by the little flesh that remained part of him. Most terrible loss. There is no one among my comrades aboard whose experience and comprehension of the sacred protocols equal that of fallen Mogos. We require a replacement, and as soon as possible. I see, thank you. Master Helmsman. Right your Lord Captain. To cut a long story short, the outlook is bleak. The ship sounds more or less, but without our engineer Prime and navigator who fell in battle, we have no way out of the system. If we try to set up so much as a toe inside the warp, I don't know what will happen first, our warp drive being torn to pieces or all of us melting into the bulkheads. Your Lordship, if you will allow me to interject when we arrive in this system, my crew followed standard protocols and concluded a count of all the available communication channels into the region. One of them was Navy's Nobility Station. The station maintains complete Vox silence, but even its presence here inspires hope. To have located a navigator in the very system is an incredible stroke of luck, a true blessing from the God Emperor. I am the will of the Weaver of Destinies, and today I will weave a new thread of elusive possibilities and fickle chances. The thread that will lead you out of maw of irreversibility, the thread that will help you find the keys of salvation. If I were you, I'd grab this chance with both hands, or else you'll soon be eyeing up asteroids to use as your new residence. In slightly less shitty news, we can go round and round this system till our heads are swimming, as long as the promethium and supplies last. And if any thick as Grox shit lowlifes come sniffing around, we will be able to take them out, so don't worry about that score. Master of Ordnance, do you have anything to report? No, my job is simple. Maintain the arsenal and fire where I'm told. But just ask anyone. We've got no able crew. No Lord Captain. Master of Ordnance, you forget yourself. So what? The ship's in ruin, every second officer is dead, and now we've got a green Lord Captain who's supposed to lead us to void knows where. Silence! Enforcers, seize this mutineer. If only one officer out of the whole lot has fallen to pieces, then that's not bad at all. Your Lordship, I do humbly apologize on behalf of the entire crew. What would you have us do with the Master of Ordnance? The former Master of Ordnance, I should say, besides find a replacement, that is... for we already have one lined up. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, we'll do we'll give him a second chance. Stand up, release him. I have no intention of punishing a man for a moment of weakness. Not after the terrible attack we have endured. Cease your sniveling. You disregard yourself and your entire clan. Enough. The hysterics are over. Let us resume. The Master of Ordnance stands up, wiping the blood off his broken nose. His face is the picture of shock. What just happened seems to be dawning on him only now, and the knowledge of the fate he was narrowly escaped, that he so narrowly escaped. To summarize, we have sustained serious losses in crew members. We require a new engine, Seer Prime, and navigator. Is this all that is preventing us from continuing the voyage? Precisely, Lord Captain, but bear in mind that this will not be the end of our trials. The ship system must be properly inspected for major damage, which can only be carried out at Footfall Station, home to the only dockyard in the sector. But we will never reach Footfall without first solving these 3 immediate problems. What can you tell me about the system which we are currently find ourselves in? I read that it was what the message said though, so I cede to the Voxmaster on this point. Mistress Tolliman. So, a female? I'm getting tired, maybe I read that wrong. We are in the Reichgard system, and our voyage here was undertaken on the orders of your lordship predecessor. There are 3 inhabited bodies in this system, and our attempts to send Vox messages have been produced confounding results. The Navy's nobility station has not simply failed to answer, it seems to be maintaining total Vox silence. However, we did not receive a distress signal. However, we did receive a distress signal from the prison planetoid in the system. And Reichgard Minoris itself is also not responding to our hails. But what is most alarming is that our Aegirus have intercepted signals from the surface that seem to indicate ongoing hostilities on the planet. The situation is not very encouraging, but without a navigator, a tech priest, and a new crew members, we won't be able to travel anywhere. Therefore, we must go to the planet and the Navy's nobility station and find out what in the void is going on. Your Lordship, there is one other thing, a confidential matter of the utmost importance. Lady Theodora, your eternally esteemed predecessor, brought the ship here to this system for a reason. She was given a secret commission. You perhaps are wondering who has the authority to commission a rogue trader to do anything, and I shall tell you. The Lord Inquisitor, the hand of the Emperor, the chief architect of his will in the Coronus Expanse. Okay, so that's 3 people. I came across a strange handwritten letter on Theodora's desk. It was signed XC. You are referring to the contents of that note, I presume? Yes, quite right. XC. Xavier Calcasar. Lady Theodora was to seek out Lord Inquisitor's right-hand man, one Hendrix van Klauks. An interrogator, you'll understand. All I know is that he is somewhere in the system, that we must find him and offer him whatever assistance he requires, then deliver him to Footfall. In the Furibundus system, finding him without any more information to go on will be difficult indeed. But an inquisitor is an important individual. The authorities in the system, either the Navis nobility or the governor of Reich Manoris, may know something. That is all, your lordship. You have a great deal of work ahead of you, but it is a mere taste of daily burden of rogue trader. Soon you must take up the reins of the von Valancius Protectorate.